Imagine being in a crowded room, surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone. This is just a fleeting feeling, it's a warning sign from your mind. Ignore it and you risk plummeting into emotional chaos. Emotional intelligence is often hailed as a superpower, but it can also lead to a perilous state: emotional intelligence burnout. Most people don't see it coming until it's too late. Picture this: you're at work, but behind that smile, stress is creeping in like fog rolling across a landscape. You're so focused on supporting others that you start to lose sight of your own needs. Each time you push your feelings aside to help someone else, a piece of you fades away. It's subtle, almost unnoticeable, but every time you suppress your stress, it builds up until one day it becomes overwhelming. You might snap at a colleague or suddenly feel a wave of anxiety wash over you. Can you recall a time when you felt completely overwhelmed, even though everything seemed fine? That's your emotional intelligence signaling danger. In high-stress environments, we become emotional jugglers, and eventually we drop the ball. Those late nights and the relentless pressure to perform can transform into exhaustion and detachment. You start to feel disconnected from your work and relationships, and the very qualities that made you effective begin to erode. Here's the harsh truth: we often blame ourselves for feeling this way, thinking we lack resilience. But what if the real issue is the mismatch between your emotional awareness and the unyielding demands around you? The stress is real, and ignoring it only amplifies the risk. It's time to take action. If you notice signs of burnout creeping in, like irritability, fatigue, or a lack of motivation, don't wait until it spirals out of control. Talk to someone, whether it's a friend or a professional. The longer you hold on, the harder it becomes to break free. As you navigate your high-stress world, remember, emotional intelligence is a double-edged sword. It can empower you, but it can also ensnare you if you're not vigilant. Are you listening to your own emotional signals? Next time that nagging weight settles on your shoulders, pause and reassess. Your well-being is at stake. Don't let emotional intelligence become a burden. It's time to reclaim your power before it's too late. Imagine waking up one day feeling completely drained, even though you haven't done anything wrong. You're the go-to person at work and the friend everyone relies on, but suddenly it feels like you're underwater. This feeling has a name: emotional intelligence burnout, and it might be sneaking into your life without you even realizing it. You might think emotional intelligence is all about empathy and understanding, which is rewarding, but there's a darker side, especially in high-stress environments. Many people overlook this growing threat. Have you ever nodded along in a meeting while feeling overwhelmed inside? You're exhausted from managing not just your own emotions, but also those of others. The more you care and invest emotionally, the more you risk depleting your own resources. Picture this: you're in a team meeting and a colleague is struggling. You step in to support them, knowing they need it, but that emotional investment leaves you feeling drained. It creates a cycle where you carry everyone's burdens while your own emotional well runs low. Managing emotions and others can become a hidden source of stress. Each time you empathize, it takes a little more out of you, chipping away at your mental reserves until you feel like a shadow of your former self. Let's take this further. You come home after a long day, and even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Suddenly you're irritable, snapping at loved ones over minor issues. You might wonder why you're so short-tempered when you've always been calm. This is burnout creeping in, and it's not just a slight dip, it's a full-blown crisis. So, what can you do about it? First, recognize the signs. Pay attention to that feeling of being overwhelmed when you're the emotional anchor for everyone. It's crucial to carve out time for yourself to refill that emotional reservoir. Yes, it may feel selfish, but it's essential. Seek out spaces where you can just be. Find moments of solitude or connect with people who don't need anything from you. Allow yourself to let go of the constant urge to help. It's okay to acknowledge your limits. As we wrap up, think about this. When was the last time you checked in with yourself? Emotional intelligence is a gift, but it can also be a hidden curse. If you are not careful, it can lead you down a path of exhaustion. Take a moment to reflect on your emotional landscape. Remember, it's not just about carrying others, it's about knowing when to set those burdens down. If you found this helpful, consider exploring more. Your emotional health truly deserves that attention. Have you ever felt like the walls are closing in even when everything seems calm? It's a suffocating sensation, and you're definitely not alone. Many people are grappling with something deeper that often goes unnoticed. In high-stress environments, we frequently overlook the subtle threat of emotional intelligence burnout. It creeps in, gradually sapping our mental strength in ways we might not even recognize. Here's the kicker: it can affect anyone, even those who appear the most resilient. Imagine you're at work, juggling a demanding project. You're smiling on the outside, but inside your mind is racing. The pressure builds, making it hard to concentrate. This is just stress, it's the onset of emotional fatigue. You might brush it off as just a rough day, but is that really all it is? Many people miss the early warning signs. You may find yourself becoming irritable, snapping at colleagues or loved ones over minor issues. What once excited you now feels burdensome, and every little setback starts to feel overwhelming, replacing your passion with dread. Picture yourself in a meeting. You're physically present, but mentally you're miles away. Everyone else is engaged, yet you feel like a ghost. This disconnect isn't just about workload, it's a clear sign of emotional intelligence burnout. The longer you ignore these signals, the more they accumulate. You might have been told to just tough it out. However, pushing through this fatigue can have serious consequences, risking both your performance and well-being. It's a slippery slope, and many don't realize they're on it until it's too late. Let's dig deeper. You might find yourself procrastinating, avoiding responsibilities, sure. Here's the tightened version of your script chunk: feeling overwhelmed by decisions that used to be easy. It's laziness, it's a reaction to an overstimulated mind. The constant demands around you can drain your emotional energy. So, how can you recognize this breakdown before it spirals out of control? Start with awareness. Tune into your feelings. Are you just tired, or is there a deeper fatigue lurking beneath the surface? Acknowledge the pressure you're under. Recognizing this is the first step toward regaining your mental strength. Take a break. It sounds simple, right? But in a world that glorifies constant hustle, stepping back can feel counterintuitive. Yet, that moment of pause might be just what you need. Breathe, step outside, and reconnect with yourself. You